It's quite fitting that our last phenomenal man of the year is that segue to this next generation that we'll honor in a few moments. I remember when he walked into Boise, man, as a young high school student, real sharp, so focused, wanted to change the world. Watched him go on to lead things at his campus, Bonson, and then transfer out to Aurora University to become an instrumental figure in the Delta fraternity there. But what caught his heart, what caught his mind, what caught his attention were the children of Aurora, because this is where he came from. And there was a group of young children, you'll meet many of these young men, his students, in just a few moments, who needed someone to stand up for them. And this young man decided what he did. And so he came and he founded the Lightning Soccer Club, beginning with a small group and now growing, winning championships, doing some pretty amazing things. Not only did he found the soccer club, he would travel back and forth from DeKalb to Aurora, to DeKalb to Aurora, 2 to 3, 4 times a week to make certain that his children were taken care of. He's a long time member of Boys to Men, and this year he served as our chief of staff, which means he is the figurehead for all of our phenoms and all of our scholars, quite fitting, as he prepares to graduate from Northern Illinois University. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the young man we watched grow up to go ahead and complete a full circle moment in life by giving back with his own organization. Please join me in welcoming our last phenomenal man of the year, Coach Diego Perez.
I remember when we started this soccer team, my mom and I don't think we were fully aware of the commitment or that we were signing ourselves up for. I, for one, initially thought it to be strictly summer activity, primarily because I was just finishing up my last semester at Bonzi and transferring out to NIU that next fall. And I wanted to make sure that I could dedicate all my time and efforts to school and achieving my degree. Initially, that first season was supposed to end around late August, but plans changed and it extended 8 weeks, which took us all the way to about mid-October, which was right around midterms. I remember it was the beginning of October, and I started to feel a bit overwhelmed. At the time, I was still working 20 hours a week, coming back and forth, as Mr. Muhammad mentioned, to attend practices and make it back to class. I made the decision to pledge Omega Delta fraternity that semester, and those of you who have joined a fraternity or sorority know the time commitment that requires. And on top of that, I was balancing a 15-hour course schedule. So I was, to put it like that, I was really overwhelmed. And I decided to ask my family for help, between my dad, my brother, and my mom. They joined efforts to keep the team together, keep the team moving forward while I figured out how to balance my other activities. And several weeks passed where I wasn't able to make it to a practice or to a game. And finally the day came where I made it to practice, and I remember very vividly one of the little girls on my team, Brenda Costa, comes running up to me with a sense of joy and excitement in her eyes, and she says, "Diego, you're here." I said, "Yes, I am. Why wouldn't I be?" She said, "Well, it's just you haven't been here in a while, and I was beginning to think you weren't going to come back anymore." And I said, "Of course not. I would never leave you guys." She goes on to tell me, "Okay, so I don't want you to miss practice anymore, okay?" And I said that from that moment on, I made a promise to her, the rest of my kids, and to myself that I wouldn't miss a practice or a game. Those words taught me that to see how important the team was to her, that it was evolving into something more than just a soccer team. It was a sense of extended family for me, for my parents, and for the kids as well. I was always exposed to selfless service through my parents, and as soon as I joined Boys to Men, Mr. Muhammad always taught us that. But this was my first real true encounter with it. And her words taught me the true meaning of, in order to move forward, you have to give back. Now, I'm not standing up here asking you to be the next Oprah Winfrey, to be the next Cesar Chavez, Mahatma Gandhi, or Martin Luther King Jr., but I do believe the latter put it best when he said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. And those familiar with Dr. King know he goes on to say, you don't need to have a college degree to serve, You don't need to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't need to know about Aristotle or Plato to serve. You don't need to know about Einstein's theory of relativity to serve, or the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You just need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. So I ask you to make the decision to be great, not just tonight as you're being honored for your achievements, not just when you're up late one night studying for a final exam or doing your research paper and you come across one of Mr. Muhammad's inspiring and powerful Team Insomnia Achiever quotes, as most of us here have and will continue to do so. I'm guilty of it myself. But wake up every morning ready and willing to make a difference in this world, make a difference in somebody else's life, because you know it's the right thing to do, because nobody here has made it where they are today alone. Somebody, somewhere along the way taught us a valuable life lesson, opened a door of opportunities for us, or maybe even ushered us into the room. So I leave you with another one of my favorite quotes. Too often now, success is measured by the amount of money you have, how prestigious a job title you hold is. But Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To know one life has breathed easier because I have lived, that is to have succeeded." And when my kids on the team can grow up to say they've breathed easier because I have lived, then I'll know I've succeeded. So again, I want to thank you guys for coming out. I know I speak on behalf of all my B2M brothers. Thank you so much for your love and support throughout the years from the bottom of our hearts. We really appreciate it. Thank you and God bless.
One more round of applause. Diego Perez, B2M Chief of Staff, founder of the Lightning Soccer Club from West Aurora High School, now at Northern Illinois University. Thank you so much. We're so proud of you, Diego.